Vasovagal syncope with postural orthostatic hypotension.
That is what my sister is diagnosed with. This means she has a really low heart rate paired with low blood pressure, which causes her to pass out constantly. We want to share her story to raise awareness of this condition to help others who struggle with this medical issue or similar conditions to feel less alone. We would also like to raise awareness of the ways people with lesser-known health issues are treated. This condition keeps her blood vessels from getting smaller like what they are supposed to when she stands up for too long, sits down for too long, does too much, or even too little activity. This causes her blood to collect in her legs, which leads to a drop in her blood pressure. This will also make the veins in her legs appear black. Instead of the more common version of syncope, which is known as POTS, where the person's heart rate races with high blood pressure, her heart rate slows down completely and her blood pressure drops. Reagan has a more unusual and unpredictable type of her disorder because her fight-or-flight response is not how it should be. Her body decides to just shut down and is very sensitive to any type of change, such as when she gets too hot, too cold, too sad, too stressed, and too excited. Weather change also has a huge impact due to the change in pressure outside. It can even be triggered by places that she has frequently passed out in, such as churches, concerts, and assemblies. She takes so much medicine every day just to be able to function. All of her pills are to keep her heart rate and blood pressure up, yet she is still a very slow-moving person. It is hard for her to keep up with her friends sometimes, but she does her best just to feel normal.
You don't look right.
Reagan suddenly gets dizzy or her vision blurs. She gets tunnel vision. Her whole body will start to feel limp, but it happens very fast. Her brain is the only thing operating, and it's so hard to focus and hold on to consciousness. Her whole body will feel like TV static, as she describes. Her whole body will fall asleep, and the tingling makes it hurt to move.
Are you okay?
She has no filter or control of anything that she says while she's recovering.
I'm sorry.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Reagan?
Alone. That was how I felt. Even though my family has been there for me every step of the way, I still felt so alone. The first time I had ever passed out was on my 13th birthday. I was taking a shower to get ready for my birthday dinner, and I suddenly woke up on the cold shower floor. Then, almost every day after that, for all of 7th grade, I was passing out. I've learned a lot from my condition. Mostly I've learned a lot about people, both good and bad. I was only 13, but I quickly realized how cruel and rude people can be when they don't understand things. Burden.
An administrator at her old school once called her into the office to discuss our family's financial situation along with the 68 days of school that she had missed. Although her absences are excused because of her health condition, she seriously could not be kicked out of school for that unless it seriously affected her grades. She still had straight A's and B's. The woman said to her,
"You know, coming to this school is costly on your parents, and they are already dealing with the burdens of your constant health problems. Don't you think it's time you considered other options?"
She was so heartbroken that a nun, a woman of God, would say these things to her. I know that this had a huge effect on how Reagan viewed herself in her situation. Since they were unable to actually kick her out of school, Reagan decided to stay there for 4 years out of spite. At the same school, a year or two later, Reagan was told by a faculty member that she was not allowed to sleep away at the mandatory religious retreat. When she asked why, she was told,
"It wouldn't be fair to your bunkmates to have the burden of taking care of you if something were to happen."
She was supposed to be rooming with her 2 best friends at the time, and they had even begged this person to let her stay. The school still made Reagan attend the mandatory event around 2.5 hours away and made her mom come pick her up at 12 o'clock at night. A school advisor told Reagan and her mom,
It's going to be difficult for you getting into colleges. They're not going to be as accommodating to your many needs, and they don't want students who can barely attend school.
she's lost a lot of friends because of her condition. She's been told that it's a lot to deal with. She has never asked anyone to deal with her own battles, but in the end, she's much better off without people like that in her life.
From those few of the many horrible interactions I have had with people reacting to my condition, I learned more and more about people, about who is genuine, who actually cares, who will really step in and save you in the moment. I'm thankful at the end of the day because I know I'm not alone with the friends and family I have now. This condition has really taught me a lot about myself and my own strength. I have found ways to just laugh at my unfortunate medical issues and use them to motivate me to fight harder. I want to show those who are struggling with their health in any kind of way that we are not alone.